Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. And today we're just doing a little bit of spring cleaning because it's getting to be springtime, and that's the time when you kind of go through stuff, clean things up a little bit, throw things out, and yeah, just your regular spring cleaning. And we do that here in the underground lair as well. And while I was doing some of this stuff, I'm kind of moving some things around, different areas of the lab, and I came across some of my old comic books. And I'm at this part where I'm like, do I really need all of these comics? And I get really sentimental about comics. Now, a little story. When I was a kid, I'd buy comics that, you go to the old, I'm old school, so they had the old spinner racks. You used to go to 7-Eleven or whatever, spin them around and find your comics. And then eventually we discovered comic book stores and all that stuff. But I would, I just bought whatever I thought looked cool. And in the beginning, I would just buy issues here and there. I wasn't really collecting anything per se. I wasn't like buying like issue 1 and then following it. I would just buy comics here and there. So, a lot of these books, and I was really bad. Now, if I was a collector, as far as somebody who did want to get rid of stuff like this, who did want to sell it, did want to, do want to part with that, that would be difficult because most of the stuff I have is not worth anything because evidently my taste are not what other people like. So, let's see what's in here anyway. So, now a lot of stuff I bought was based on like toys and things that I collected growing up. So toys that you probably never even heard of because they were just a little blip on the toy market. But look at this one. Sectars? How do you pronounce that? Look at that. That was a toy line that I had a couple toys from. Had these two, robotics, Micronauts. A lot of people have heard were Micronauts. I think they're actually going to reboot this with like G.I. Joe and some other stuff like that. But just stuff like that. What else? I guess I got some stuff that's decent that might be worth something, like First Rocket Raccoon. But stuff like that. But by and large, a lot of the books that I would buy, they weren't collectible. I love them, and I still have them. And I want to keep them because I remember buying these comics and I remember reading them. So I think I'm going to hang on to these. But like I said, and plus I don't think anyone really wants any of this stuff. So, but the thing is, when I was growing up, I've got a younger brother, and everything he bought would like turn to gold. Like he would buy some weird obscure thing that no one's ever heard of, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then it blows up. Or there was another one called Fish Police, which I think most people don't remember it now, but there was a time where this was just another little independent thing, and then it blew up. They even made like a short-lived cartoon of it. And for a while, and these were things that like he would buy like 1 week, and then 2 months later they would go up like $50, and that rarely happens. And then some of it holds their value, whatever. But it seemed like everything he bought just was like instant collectible. I wasn't so lucky, but that's okay because I love the stuff that I collected. It reminds me of when I was a kid. It reminds me of stuff that I like to read. I like to look at the artwork and everything, and it's kind of cool to kind of go through that stuff. So, what are some of your favorite comic books that you had when you were growing up? I'd like to know. Leave me something in the comments section. Let me know. But where are we in this challenge? Did I talk about the challenge? Did I talk about what this is about? 100 Days of Making Comics? I don't think I did. Where is my big Sharpie? Here it is, in my pocket somewhere. Here we go. So, 100 Days of Making Comics. If I didn't mention, it's where you spend 30 minutes a day, every day, working on your own personal comic book project. We are at day 34. So day 34 is where we're at, and my comic book, this one here, this is the current issue, issue 3. I'm working on issue 4 right now. Young and the Dead, it's a kids versus zombie story. It's kind of like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. If you like that kind of stuff, you'll probably dig it. But let's go and find out what's going on with the process of this book, and we're going to go right here to the paralleloscope to check that out. Today for my 100 days of making comics, the work I'm doing on Young and the Dead, my 30 minutes, I am just doing a little bit of busy work here. So I got the thumbnails done, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these, I don't know, there's some detail in them, you know, not a whole lot, but it's enough to go off of, just so I can get the placement and everything when I bring this into Manga Studio, Clip Studio Pro, same thing, I guess. So in order to do that, I have to actually scan these in and cut them out, because I need one per page, and there's like 3 or, you know, 4 to a page or whatever. So that's what I needed to do, but this scanner here, I have sort of this love-hate relationship with, because it does, I mean, it does some cool stuff, but I'm constantly like battling with it. Like, just weird things. Like it wouldn't recognize that it was scanning. The computer and everything would say that it wasn't hooked up when it was, and then you go to troubleshooting and it shows that there's that little exclamation point, so you click on that, and then, which means that there's a problem with it, but you click on that and it says it's working fine. So I don't know if it's a scanner or the computer or whatever, it's not talking to my computer properly. So what I had to end up doing was just take my phone and just take snapshots of all these different things. But now it's working. So I don't know. The other thing that it's doing right now is it's not printing blues. And that's gonna be a problem when I print out my pages, because it will print oversized pictures. So I can print out 11 by 17 Bristol through it. And even that's sort of a challenge, because this thing pulls out, it extends out, but it won't, when you feed the paper through there, it won't work. It won't take it. I have to put it through this bottom one, which is a hassle, because I have to pull this thing out and kind of feed the other one through. But anyway, so I can make it work, but it's just a huge pain. So anyway, but I need to, hopefully I can get that blue working. I don't know if it's like the way the cartridge is working, so I'm gonna, even though it's a new cartridge, I was able to find these on Amazon, and it was like $11 for all these. There's like 2 of each and 4 different blacks. And it's decent ink. I haven't really had any problem than because it isn't like the standard ink. Sometimes the computer or the printer won't recognize it. But so far I haven't even had any problems. So I'm gonna swap this out with another one, because at that price, I really, you know, if I lose one here and there, that's okay. But I need to have it print out in blue so I can, you know, so I can do my blue line sketches. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing today. Fighting with this computer, or this printer. All right, so one of the problems you have with doing this 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge and having a full-time job and all that, and a family and all that, some things you have to put aside and they don't really get done, specifically yard work. Look at that, it's a jungle. All right, back to the lab. Here we go again. Now, we have finished up day 34, so we're gonna take that out. We're gonna crumble it up, toss it in the garbage, and we're gonna look forward to day 35. I'll see you then, that is all. Hey everyone, you've seen the process. Now you can check out the story. Issues 1 through 3 of Young and the Dead are available at my website at serkworks.com. Also follow me on social media at the links listed below. Subscribe and check out some of the other videos in this series. There's much more to come.